Then we get the
Yeah,
lounge.
I'm smart, you see.
Yeah.
I kind of like this room, actually. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I just realized I forgot to paste something. The carpets.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh, no, no. Hold on, I got
See, this
this.
is why you never bother with the world edit. You just use the original world that you
Hold
get
on.
the map in.
Hold on, I got this. I got this. Paste -M, light gray. Well, actually, just start from the top. So we're gonna go white carpet. There were 1,100 of those. Let's go orange carpet. It's not how you spell orange.
How didn't the carpets like get pasted?
Do what?
How didn't the carpets get pasted, or was it like?
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Is there a way to get around the carpet bug thing?
Oh no. Oh no 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 no.
Oh. Did it crash?
I think it just crashed.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh
Oh my god. Okay, it is
Not only
pasting.
oh no.
A bloopers video.
Oh my god! Oscar, I just turned the whole f***ing ship to carpet.
Oh my
no!
god.
Oh no!
What the fuck?
Oh no!
Oh my god.
I can't believe that actually didn't crash. If the lights aren't working now, I'm gonna be shocked. Oh no! Oh my god. Who let me out of the house today? Who let me do this? Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Dooksie200 here back for another Dooksie review. And if you're watching this, Rilo, I'm so sorry. I had to record it again. So this is... Today we're going to be reviewing or looking at the SS Nieuw Amsterdam by Drash. And I think it's a gorgeous ship, blah 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 blah. This is the time I've recorded this, so I'm going to get cracking. Now this ship was built, oh goodness, I should know this. Hold on, I have another tab pulled up that has the date. In 1938. It was built in 1938. I should probably get... No, I'll pull up that later. I'm gonna have little notes kind of popping down on the screen for little history tidbits, this, that, and there. Just to tell the history and different important stuff related to the Nieuw Amsterdam. But yeah, it's built by Drash. It was built in 1938. It is a weird mixture, honestly. It is built by the Holland America line. That's probably important to start off with. It's a weird mixture of a bunch of liners of the time. So when we get to the inside, you're going to see influences of the Normandy, Queen Mary, of course, and just a bunch of ships at the time that were quite influential. And hopefully we can kind of piece apart what ships possibly the Holland America line looked at and what they kind of took inspiration from. But I am also filming this on my laptop. Hopefully this isn't as laggy as it was on the PC. I don't know what was going on with that. I was full on prepared to just release the video we did on the PC, me and Rilo together, because it was me and Rylon. We did a tour of this twice, and both times a little issue happened with my computer, my desktop, and it made it completely unusable. It was so laggy, and right now you can see kind of oh, there's a bit of lag, a bit of frame rate drops. No, it was worse. The footage was literally clipping. But I'm gonna go ahead and lower my render distance real fast. Alright, so render distance has been lowered, and you can see it's a lot smoother. It's still a little bit lag, because it's my laptop of all things, but yeah, as you can see, it is a lot smoother than it was with full frames. Full render distance. But yeah, so this is the Nieuw Amsterdam. We're going to start here on the bridge. We're going to work right down. I'm not going to look at everything. If you want to look at everything, good for you. Go download this map. It's great. It's fantastic. Drash worked really hard on this. A little too hard. But we'll go through it. I'll see if I can comment on maybe the designs, because I do have a bunch of pictures of the Amsterdam pulled up over here on my desktop. The one thing it's good for at this moment. And so I'm going to hopefully be able to help kind of compare, contrast, see if I can offer any advice for possible changes or updates for the ship in the future. And yeah, see if maybe I can just offer something. I don't know. But starting here, the bridge wing. I give this a solid rating on the bridge wing. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I feel like I can't see over the top unless I jump over. I feel like maybe if there was more of this out here and me stepping up, but I have no idea if that was actually on board or not, so I can't say anything, but it would be nice to have that. I'm also noticing just now the forward mast. It has a crow's nest, but there's no way to get into the mast. So I'm curious if that's just for aesthetics or if you can actually get into the mast, because I don't see a way you're getting in there unless you climb the rigging, which is quite dangerous and something that was not done in the 30s, which can be seen by the Mary, the Normandy, specifically the Normandy. Oh my goodness, her forward mast is literally inside the bridge, basically. Like, you can enter it through the officers' quarters. Normandy's crazy, y'all. There's a reason I'm not ever building that thing until, like, I'm about to retire. But anyway, going to the bridge. I don't know 100% what the bridge on the Nieuw Amsterdam is meant to look like. Yeah, I don't know 100%, but this looks pretty nice in my opinion. So you have the main helm here, and also the autopilot helm, which is very typical from what you would see from other ships at the time period. The Queen Mary, Normandy, Bremen. A lot of ships had like a second helm to help autopilot basically the ship. I'm not sure exactly. I think just to set a course, maybe to sail it, so that way you don't have to have a pilot 24/7. Obviously you would, but it'd basically be the fail-safe in case something else happened. I don't know. But yeah, bridge overall looks good. The telemotors are great. If I can, I'm going to pull a picture up of this room so you guys can see what I'm supposed to be looking at. I think the only thing I would ever mention or suggest, this is just like a personal nitpick, is cover your sea lanterns. It doesn't matter what you cover it with, just kind of cover them up, because this makes it look a little bit cleaner. And now this is just coming from someone who does this 100% all the time. This just looks like a more clean and flush look, like, oh, it's the bottom to the light. Like, yeah, you can still see the light up there, but this just makes it more flush, I don't know if that makes sense. It gives it more depth and design to it versus just a solid block and just nothing touching it. Kind of like on like Titanic, the little weird lamps that the Grand Staircase has. People put buttons on the bottom of those to symbolize that weird shape. Yeah, doing this here would symbolize, you know, the weirdness of lights. I don't know what I'm going at here. It's past midnight where I'm at. I don't know what's going on at this moment. Anyway, continuing on. Right here we have the chart room. Oh no, of course we got the bridge right there. But yeah, chart room, we have the little telephone, I don't know. Little desks, little cabinets. I think cabinets here are pretty neat. I think he is doing the same thing I usually try doing, which is making sure the ship can be somewhat built in vanilla, so that way it runs pretty smoothly, because I'm realizing with this wardrobe, that is not debugged, it is completely through the wall, which props for him, I love that. I also ignore this. This is from one of our first few tours going through, but yeah, anyway. Right here we have closet and the gyro compass. I'm not a big fan of gyro compasses, but it's cool that it's here. And going down here, we have officer cabins. I'm not going to spend too much time down here. Look at the captain's cabin and call it a day. Got a nice setting room right here. Ignore this as well. There'll be a clip in the beginning that explains kind of what happened with all the sand. But yeah, as a whole, this room looks pretty good. Ignore the holes, please. Please ignore the holes. As a whole, the room looks really good. It's really spacious. Very much of captain's... Oh my god, I'm lagging a bit. But very, very spacious for captains. Also, he's using block beds, like the slab beds. And so, I'm curious how... Or the reasoning why he used those. Because I know I used them all the time for the Mary and such like that. Mainly because the Mary was, you know, big. But, yeah, I'm curious why he used them on here. Because on my new Queen Mary, one from a few years back... Oh my god, that was a few years back. Oh man. Doesn't feel like that. I used actual beds, so I'm kind of curious why he used these slab beds here. because I'm looking at pictures of the actual cabins on the other screen, and I don't know, I feel like a full bed would have worked just as fine. It might be because he wanted to interchange the colors, which is cool, I suppose, but anyway. Heading back up, we're gonna head to the passenger areas, because that's what y'all are here for. You're not here for crew, you're here for the passengers. So we're gonna go right over here, because I know the way. And this is the gymnasium and the solariums. So here's the gymnasium. As you can see, it's quite quaint. You have all your standardized equipment. So I'm taking a quick glancing look at the several things here. I think as a whole, it looks pretty good. I think the only thing I would suggest, and I know this is just a personal thing, is because these windows are a really kind of strange shape, you have them go too up. I would personally put like walls here, 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 and then separate the windows outside with walls, because it's a very strange shape. It's not square, it's like a weird rectangle, but like not a rectangle. Something maybe like that, or even because of the weird rectangular square shape, you could always just dot it across like that. Then you get a window like this, because it kind of gives the window more space to the eyes, because we're looking at the sandstone, not the diorite. The diorite looks like it's part of the window, and so it kind of tricks the eye a little bit. Also, there is a curtain in the picture, meant to be over here in the corner. So I don't know if he just kind of forgot the curtains, or if maybe when I imported the map, the curtains just broke. But yeah, I did notice that, and I'm like, curious. There also is meant to be a clock. Again, I don't know if maybe I broke everything when I pasted it, because I know I did paste into these, and so that might be part of it, but I didn't realize there should be a clock right there, and I think it's probably my fault that there is not one. So again, with the lights in here, if you're looking at the picture of the gymnasium, I would definitely suggest, for these lights, because they're the same ones that are on the Titanic and Olympic class, a button at the bottom. Specifically, possibly a dark oak button, just because they have that little nip at the bottom of the light, and so this just adds a bit more detail to the lighting. So it's not just the room that's getting detailed, it's everything. So you get the lights having the little nips on them. You can even go as far as even somehow sneaking in the little sprinklers in the ceiling if you so wish. I don't know who would, but it is a possibility of something you could possibly do. Coming to the next room. This is another room oh goodness, there's a lot of pickles. Ignore the pickles. They should not be here. This is again from when Rylo and I did a tour. If I can, I'll try to include that clip. But looking into this room, this is another room. This is kind of the room that made me want to redo this tour. Because, for starters, the picture I am looking at, I'm confused. Because I'm seeing these chairs against this wall. The planters is good. Yeah, the planters are good. I don't know. I think the chairs should be either in the middle or farther against this wall, because that's what I'm seeing in the picture. As well as this, what is it called? Dado. The dado stripe here at the bottom is not the same color as the wall. So they have the wall as a beige color. This is still beige, and so I would suggest something different. I don't know what color it's meant to be, but in this picture it's very clearly two separate colors. And I don't know, I would just suggest maybe something different for that. For the chairs are fine. If I had to say anything, it'd be, I don't know why you used the acacia when we have birch right here within reach. And for these chairs specifically, this is the design I would personally do, which is something like this. Just because it gives more of that kind of barreled shape to it versus just like a normal staircase like this, because this gives no shape. This is just a stair. This, however, this gives shape to the chair and makes it look like a real chair. Or if you wanted to go a little bit more like, I don't know, for other chairs on board the ship, you could easily go like this and have it like that. So you have more of this kind of arched shape, or even, I don't know, just it's a different style of a chair. It just makes it look more like a chair than just like a staircase with these on the sides, which I can't say much. I do this all the time on my ships. However, when I can, I would definitely suggest doing this as well, just to blend and spice up the build, adding more details and good stuff. Also, there are meant to be curtains in here, and again, I don't know if I just broke the curtains, but there should be curtains in here. Also, the plants. The plants in here, I get what you're trying to do. However, I would still suggest bushes. Bushes and these azalea ferns. Azalea fern. Whatever. Stuff like that, dotting the planters, just giving it more life, because this picture is very dry, it's very desert, and I don't know, I feel like it needs to be more to it. But yeah, other than that, the solarium, don't get me wrong, I love the solarium in here. This looks gorgeous. This is one of my favorite rooms on board, which is kind of funny that because I'm over here like, I replaced this. It's one of my favorites, don't get me wrong. I'm just suggesting kind of possible changes to improve the space, to make it a bit more closer to the picture that I am seeing in front of me. But heading back, we will now head downstairs to the radio room and the main hall. So stopping here, this is the radio room. As you can see, we've already been through this with Rilo. We have a little desk here. The actual radio area itself. You can submit whatever you want to be transmitted to the shore from here. Also, up here is the radio transmission, little diddly-daddly-doos and all that. You get my deck plan pulled up so I actually can see what I am looking at coming up. Okay, good. So yeah, we're gonna head back down this way and zigzag our way around. So right here, actually, we have the elevator, which is up on the promenade deck at the moment. Hey, ignore that hole. That is from the previous tour. Yeah, crew only. Up here leads to the crew. But going down, we'll hit the main hall, which is much kind of more probably what we're looking for here. And now, this main hall, this is another reason why I wanted to redo this tour kind of by myself. No hate to Rilo, but I do get very distracted whenever he's around. And so, looking at this, let me get my picture pulled up again. Okay, so look at the pictures that I have now pulled up. The one picture is from this doorway right here, and if y'all are seeing what I'm seeing, I would 100% suggest changing that middle light structure, because these sea lanterns, I get what you're trying to do, and I really enjoy it, but it's, I think, a little too much. And I'm trying to think in my head real fast how better to explain how to possibly do it in a way that's not this, because this is taking up a little too much space. Because you can see in the picture, like, this should probably be about 3. This should be 1 in the middle, like a long strip in the middle, and then the lights flanking that either side. But, because don't get me wrong, this looks nice. I'm not trying to say this looks bad. I'm saying I'm trying to find a way to possibly improve this, because looking at this, it's nice, but the sea lanterns just completely exposed is just, there's something about it that's just not, it's just not the vibe. And I know that's like, yeah, what is that supposed to mean? I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's just, I don't know. But I think this would be fine. Like, I just suggest would be the trapdoor and the stair here, just to give it a more clean, flush look. Because doing this compared to the sea lantern just looks clean. And I don't know why it looks clean, because it's still a trapdoor. You can still see the separated of everything. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just looks clean in my own personal weird opinion. But anyway, moving on this way, we've got the theater. Theater, very much inspired by the Normandy, if y'all can just see it. If you just look at it, you can spot that it's based off the Normandy. Just the overall, the general design and everything like that. I do like the lights, the hidden lights and all that. This is, I think, the one room I have no suggestions with. I think this turned out perfect. And that's a lot coming from me. I think this looks really good. I think it looks exactly like the pictures. I think you did an excellent job recreating the space, and I have no further questions or analyses on it. But going this way, we get the shops, whatever, we just talked about that. And then the lounge. Now this lounge, I like it. I love the lounge on the Nieuw Amsterdam. Now this room is one of my favorites. And I remember when I spoke to Rilo while we were doing our tour the first time around, this room is very much heavily inspired by the Normandy. I think y'all can kind of just tell just looking at it. I don't know what I'm doing hitting that button. There we go. So yeah, just looking at the room, you can tell the influence of Normandy on it. I do think that, I don't know. It's a beautiful room, and I'm looking at like the actual picture of it, and I think you got a good grasp of the space in your rebuild. However, now I'm looking at it, there is some things I would suggest, maybe? Yes, I would suggest maybe the chair differences. So, if you're looking at this picture, you'll see the like, I don't want to say barrel chairs because that's not right. It's the big box chairs basically that you're seeing. There's a difference between those and the normal chairs around the middle section. And I think that's the only thing I have a qualm with at this current moment. Is just looking at this, there's no differentiation between the box chairs and the normal like straight back chairs. There's no differentiance between those two, and I feel like it would have been very easily done, like taking this, putting another trapdoor here, breaking that, and then just simply, boom, box chair. This is a very simple box chair. I know you probably couldn't do it for, this one, but play around with it. Try more designs with it. I just hit my hand, that really hurt. As for the straight back chairs, this is one that probably is the easier of the options to change, which is very simply get a jungle slab, and then just, yep. And I know you have hidden lighting in the floor, however, you could always do this / give Duke 200 and then light. This gives you a full light block. So let's say we want to get rid of this floor lighting. We can easily put a light on the table. Oh, look at that. You don't need the light in the floor anymore because it is a full block. And I know like Rylon in his recent stream kind of figured this out. When you paste it, you have to do paste -m light. And see how it's all blued? That means it works. So the light means it'll only do the light blocks. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about here. This just differentiates these chairs from these chairs. Because if you see them, there's a massive difference now between the shape and look of them. And again, this is maybe just me nitpicking even more, but I would suggest doing this, and possibly because you can see these two chairs are they're gonna bump right here. How am I gonna fix that? And I'm looking at the picture, and I can't tell just looking at it if this is a possibility, or if you're gonna be like, no, I can't do that because the chairs don't do that. Possibly doing like this, and then just closing the chairs like this, so that way the chairs are pointed inward to the table, and like this. So it's the same size as these, so it's a 3x3, but it's just in this squared vicinity, so you can kind of back and forth them. And yeah, that just kind of changes the look of these chairs versus these chairs. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about chairs. What I was trying to get with when I was first talking about the room in here, though, is the Holland America, they brought on some designers, and they basically brought them to their offices, and they're like, we're gonna send you on board the most luxurious ships of our time, the Normandy, the Queen Mary, all those. Sent them on board to get notes and ideas for how to take the best ideas from all these other ships and improve them. And as you can see here, the one thing they took was the Normandy's lounge. So if you just look at this, there's a very strong hint of Normandy. The color schemes, the big murals on the walls, the very Normandy-esque. And so even like the hidden lighting over here in the walls is very Art Deco Normandy French. French Art Deco is what that is. The hidden lights. There's two different types of Art Deco. There's the French Art Deco movement, and then there's the harsher American Art Deco. French Art Deco is the more beautiful of the two, in my opinion. My personal opinion. Don't come for me in the comments. But the American Art Deco is also very famous, as you can see from the Empire State Building and other, structures of the time period. Very famous. But anyway, that's what I want to get to. Basically pulled a Leonard Pesquet from the Lusitania, for the Aquitania, where Leonard Pesquet boarded the Olympic class to investigate and pull some of the good that they built on the White Star Liner Olympic class sisters, and basically brought it to the Aquitania to improve the design. And that's why Aquitania looks very much like an Olympic class liner. But anyway, moving on, we have the card room right here for the first class? Yes, first class, or cabin class, I suppose. This is the card room. Very nice. I know there's a picture of this, and I'm too lazy to look it up at this current moment. Drash, you know my comments. If there is something in this picture that I'm supposed to be looking at, I'll make a note. But over here, this is the library, which I think this looks really nice. I remember a photograph from, I think right here. And so if I remember the photograph right, this looks like a good room. So I have no qualms or comments on this. However, this up here, where you can see what I did with the side here, because again, I messed around with Rylon on this. And so one thing I suggested, because you originally had these fences and the carpet, and I absolutely despise fences and carpet with a burning passion. It's one thing to have them as a railing. It is a whole nother thing. The railing up here, I'm perfectly fine with this. Having it as the railing of a staircase, this looks janky. I don't know if it's just me being picky as all. I hate this. I hate this design. And I'm so sorry, but I hate this design. Please use the stairs. And if you say, because originally I was like, oh, well, if you put the stairs just right here, oh, it looks way too bulky. I don't want to do this because it's too big. That's simple. You push the fence into where the stair is, and so it gives you this more flush design. Because when you're going up a staircase, you're not gonna, well, if you go like that, but if you walk up the stairs, you're not gonna flip into the staircase unless you go backwards onto it. Which I feel like if you're on the ship, you're not doing that. You're typically going up the middle. So if you're going up down the sides, you're weird, I guess. I don't know. You'd be doing it for a movie more than anything else. People who just download the ship are not just doing that. This one, yes. Okay, I am now seeing the staircase in front of me. So what I would suggest with this, because I'm now realizing it is fully dark oak. Dark oak with gilded pieces to it. So y'all are watching Build Time with Dooksie. I'm pretty sure it's either black or it's this dark wood. I'm going with dark wood for it. Okay, so doing this, because you guys can see the picture on screen, hopefully, if I'm not stupid and didn't include it. I would do this personally. This gives off more of the illusion of the staircase. Actually, hold on. I forgot she had gilded arms here. This screams more of the staircase's look than the carpet. Because if you're just looking at this carpet, y'all can see. You can see the difference here. And I get it's very stupid looking, but also if you just flip this, I think it'd be okay as well. Because clearly from this railing, it's not going for 100% accuracy. At least with this, it looks flush and clean. And I don't know, even Rilo, whenever we first did the tour of this, commented that he would do carpet and fence like this, and then I started doing this, and he caught on, and it changed his life. He 100% was on board with this, because it just looks clean and nice, and it works. Anyway, continuing on, going this way, that's the smoking room, we're not going to go that way, we're going to go up here to the Ritz-Carlton. Yes, I figured out what this is, Rilo. This is the Ritz-Carlton restaurant, which, absolutely gorgeous. I love this room. And this is one of the rooms I'm not going to look up a picture of because I don't want to see a picture of it. This build in here is gorgeously beautiful. And I don't care what this room looks like IRL, this build looks great. And right here you have the veranda connected to it, just like as a little, you know, addition. Anyway, going outside, we have the deck chairs and all this and that, you know, the fun. This is a cargo hatch, right? Yeah, okay, I knew it. So, getting rid of all this now. Yeah, we got cargo hatches, which are nicely kind of concealed in the deck. That's very smart of them to do, because no one would be none the wiser that they were even there. I didn't even realize they were there the first 2 tours of this thing. But anyway, going back inside, this beautiful Ritz-Carlton. It is very deserving of that title, by the way. It's beautiful. Staircase that goes up to the sports deck up here, to the tennis court, which me and Rilo commented we were curious if it was bigger than the Atlantiques / Capricornas. You're generally curious. I don't know. Maybe it is. Who cares? Anyway, going down, we have more staircase to work with. We have the smoking room, of course, right here with its nice little enclosed capsule bar, which I think this is such a nifty, creative thing that they've done. Yeah, there's a lot of pictures and, like, things of this. One thing that I'm wanting to look at real fast, because it looks good, don't get me wrong. However, if you can cover the lamp, cover the lamp. No one wants to see exposed sea lanterns and glowstone. No one wants to see it. I'm sorry to break that to everybody who is listening to this who just uses exposed glowstone. No one wants to see that. I can't find the photograph on the top of my little picture view and whatever. I would suggest just iron trapdoors. I can't just place them. Hold on. Like that. Very simple, very plain. And for the bottom, I don't even know what you would put for the bottom of this. Probably, because I know you're doing the fence so it doesn't connect to the glass, however, oh, whoopsies. This just makes it look more thick and full. So yeah, doing that, that's what I would suggest. Or even, because it is probably a thin lamp, I think I saw like a quick snip of it. Maybe even just putting prismarine walls for it and then putting like a light block next to it would also work just as fine. As well as, okay, the torches. The torches are another thing I'm just kind of curious of. Okay, so it does look like there are sconces on the wall. And when you do a sconce, and now Drash, if you're listening to this, when you do a sconce, do not do a torch. Because torches are they're so 2016, darling. We have heads. We have player heads. You can use a player head to very easily do a sconce. Simply get a redstone lamp or any kind of player head you so wish and just replace the sconces. Because, once again, we have a light block that you can very easily swap above these. I mean, if you go look at my Wilhelm Gustloff, there is literally light blocks everywhere. Because I used fake lighting. Because using glowstones, 2016, using torches makes it look primitive. Primitive, not in like a caveman kind of way. Not in a bad kind of way, just like in a caveman kind of way. Doing these sconces like this and putting a light block directly right above it is what I would suggest. Also with these lamps here, I'm looking at the picture of the room and these lamps are not squared. They are very flat and rectangular. So if I was to suggest, I'd do a slab there and there just to give it that flat squat look like the actual lamps have. As well as they're really close to the ceiling from what I can see in the photograph, unless I'm just absolutely losing it over here. Possibly even raise them up one, maybe? I don't fully know. That'd be my suggestion, though. Continuing on. This over here, though, this looks really nice. This is my favorite section of the smoking room and of the ship in general. This is my favorite little area. For no reason, by the way. I don't know why this is my favorite, but I love it. It's just, I don't know. Something about it is just really tickling the fancy. It's making me very chuffed. Very chuff. Yep. Through here we have the... Oh, dang it. This is second class. Yeah, this is the tourist class. Which, yep, we have children's playroom for them right here, which is very large and in charge. Is it a piano? I think it's a piano. Cool. Nifty. What's on the other side? We have a library on this side. Oh, this is another one that has the ruined floor, which I do apologize for. I like the bay window. I didn't know I had a bay window. That's actually really cool. I like that. I might use that on one of my ships. But yeah, I think tourist class on here is very much underappreciated, actually. I think tourist class on here, or a second class, I'm not sure if it's... I don't know if it's tourist class specifically, but second class. The second class on this thing, very underappreciated, very beautiful. The cafe is also very nice. Oh, is this just an outside door? It's an outside door. The cafe is also really nice. Again, some things I would suggest, the lamps, just cover them up with iron trap doors. I mean, you're doing the ceiling. The ceiling looks great because you've done it, kind of masking that. I have no comments about this room. I think this looks absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful, fantastic. Never been done before, never seen before. Yep. Veranda Cafe out here also looks really good. And the outside deck, you know, it's an outside deck. I can't say much about it. So we're going to continue on. Let's go this way. So going through here and here, we're going to reach the next deck, which is the lower promenade deck. Okay, ignore what I've done here. I was making a comment about how it looks. Reminds me of like the Queen Mary's second class overflow lounge with the weird little walls either side. Yeah, I do enjoy this room. It's very nifty, very nifty. So going on through here, we have the smoking room, which, so this room, I thought I had questions about it. Nope, I think it looks pretty all right. Yeah, there's not much I can really say about it. I think it looks nifty. I think, again, cover the lights. That's my only kind of gripe with it, is just, with lights, just cover them. It just looks cleaner and more smooth if you do it that way. Oh, there's the tennis little thing. This is a famous photograph with the little tennis, ping pong, whatever, looking down the deck like this. Very neat, very neat. Okay, going back in, we have entrance to the first class. So continuing on this way, we have the midship staircase? Forward staircase? Forward staircase. The first class staircase. And we have a nice view down into the lobby, and we're gonna kind of skip down here because we're not really too interested in like the little knick-knacky areas. This area, though, some things I would suggest. Lighting up here, cover it with either... Okay, so I'm looking at the lighting. I would do iron trap door. If it was me, personally. And also, the light bar goes across the mural's top, and then, of course, right here. That is what I'm seeing in the picture, anyway. You completely can do what you would like. This is just what I am seeing. As for the mural itself, I think the mural looks great. For the railings, though, because of the design that I am seeing currently, I would suggest not doing this, but instead this. Not that. Don't do that. This. Here we go. Because that gives more of the illusion of what the actual railing is. Because, of course, you got the, like, 3 bars plus the bottom bar. And you can't really do that on here. But this gets you as close as you possibly kind of can with it. Maybe even adding a button here to symbolize the weird... I don't know what exactly it is. But the little metal struts that I'm seeing sticking out. Yeah, just like that. I think that looks good. And doing that all around, I think would be nice. I am looking down here. There's a light bar. You can't really do much about it. I would just suggest covering it up, of course. You know, just doing this. Just, it cleans up the space and makes everything look a little smoother. And I know you can be like, well, that's just not my style, my vibe, but this is just to make it more of the time, to make it more modern, Minecraft building-wise. And I even suggest with these ones covering them up as well on the bottom, maybe even masking the tops, because I don't know what these bottom of the staircases are meant to look like. I definitely broke that. But just covering them up a little bit, kind of masking it, because you would have a cover on at least part of the lights, because they wouldn't be completely exposed like this. They would have like a cover to the bottom of them. But anyway, I'm getting a little distracted by just going on and talking about all this and that. The purser's office looks great. I love the sign for the purser's office. And I think the details you added in there are really nice. Again, just cover the lights. That's my only thing I have of note for this area. Boarding door and everything looks great. As a whole, this room, very nice. Also with the staircase here, you know what I was talking about, the railings, make sure to do that on here because there is meant to be, you know, this little well here at the through the middle. And one thing I would maybe suggest doing is possibly, because I assume the railings, you know, are birch, that's what you're intending them to fully be, kind of this like goldy-ish metal. Doing this, possibly, and then on this inner side, doing, you know, a bit of this. And so this makes it so you actually have a well through the middle of the staircase. And yeah, you're gonna have these little spots here and here, but if you just play around with it, do some tests, some little messings, whatever, I'm sure you can easily find a good way to get around all this. Because this is just what I would personally do to just improve the overall design, is just adding a simple thing like that, because that just makes it look more clean versus having a full-on just fence in the middle. I don't know, that's just the more modern take on what I would do personally. Anyway, going in here, this is the first class dining room, which I think this looks beautiful. I don't have a comment. No comments on this. This looks just stunning. I think you did an excellent job at recreating this space. And yeah, the covered lights, but having them exposed on this side, it's genius. The only thing I would suggest is maybe the torches, just removing them with player heads with the light blocks. That's the only thing I would suggest. Like these lamps, these lanterns, fine, that's perfect. Maybe replace them with heads, I don't know. As a whole though, I think this room looks beautiful. I have no comments of changes. Same with even in here with the second class dining room. No comments. This looks beautiful. I'm not a big fan of the domed area here, but it is of the time that is exactly how it would have been, so I just have to go with it. Going back here to the staircase, again, just my comment of possible different type of railings to give an actual well to the stairs. But other than that, I think that's my only talk point with all this. That's my room. Here's an alternate second class, third class cabin, because the ship does have 3 classes. And yeah, these are your alternate, you know, second and third classes cabins. These are typical first, actually. This is the first class hallway. What am I talking about? Because we got tourist and cabin, alternate third. So that goes to third class. What is back here? What can we take a look and gander at? I know right here's the dining room for third class. Just taking a look down here. It's very plain. And so that's all I can say about this room. I think just cover the lights, call it a day. I don't know I have no idea about the floor. So just kind of, yeah, just look into it maybe. I don't know. As a whole though, I think that's really all I have comments for. I know there's a pool. I know there's a pool somewhere for the second and third class. And I'm going to quickly find it. This way, there's a size of swimming pool. So this is the swimming pool for the second and third class, which I think looks gorgeous. This is a beautiful pool for in here. Again, just cover the lights, and I think it would be perfect. A perfect match. And yeah, we got changing boxes and all that back here. We have the actual connection to third class right in here. And yeah, I think as a whole, looks great. Just cover your lights. Cover your lights. Hallway lights, though, these look great. I have no qualms with your hallway lighting. But, yeah, I think the only thing that is left to look at is the first-class pool in Turkish bath. Going all the way down. All the way. Tourist class? No, we don't need tourist class. We need a swimming pool. So going down here, we have the swimming bath, which is huge. This is a massive pool. Yeah, look at this pool. It just looks rather large, and also it's very shallow. It's only 2 blocks deep, and I feel like that's because we're at the bottom of the ship. However, I don't know. It just, something just seems weird about it, and I feel like it needs. I think it needs to be at least a few blocks deeper, maybe. I don't know. It seems weird that it's this high. Because, like, if I'm just your typical swimmer, if I even jump in this, I'm going to break my legs or something. But, I don't know. In here, though, we have the squash court, which is, you know, beautiful. I love a good squash court. So, fan rooms, and, of course, the elevator shaft of doom, which is right there. And over here, we actually have the medical bath. So, we have the shower. Nice. We have the cooling room, you know, when you got to get a little cool. And, of course, the temperature room if you got a little hot. You also got the hot room if you want to get even more hot. And yeah, as a whole, I think it looks good. I think I will enjoy this little medical bath, or Turkish bath, if you would. But anyway, we're going to head up here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom-a-doom on right back out of the ship. And so we can do our final thoughts and opinions. What are my opinions? I think it's a good ship. I like the ship. I like the Amsterdam. Don't get me wrong, Drash. I have said a bunch of comments, whatever. I like the ship. I really do like this ship. I think it's beautifully built. I think you've done an excellent job at research. There are just some things that I would suggest possibly updating. Possibly referencing for the future. Just the things I mentioned, the staircase railings, furniture kind of differentiating, and just little things like that. Just to possibly enhance and bring your wonderful building techniques and skills to the more modern sway of things. So I know everybody is doing the whole, like, whatchamacallit, trapdoor, stair, handrails. I know they're also using the staircases, like stair blocks, as railings as well, to make it more of a smooth transition. Versus the, you know, the fence and the carpet on top. Just makes it more clean and smooth. But other than that, I think just those little changes would make this ship perfect. Absolutely no comments after that. I think it would be a nice little swapping out, a good little update for the ship, get a little publicity. And other than that, I think I'm done with my comments. I think, as a whole, if y'all want to check out the Nieuw Amsterdam by Drash, go download it. It's so good. I think you all will be very impressed with the work that he's put into this thing. And yeah, he should be very proud of the work he's put into it. Anyway, that's my comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and you know what? You should subscribe. You should subscribe, because what if I do another video like this where I evaluate someone's real life ship? Who knows? I don't like doing these with real life ships because I think it's kind of a bit pointless, because I have no knowledge about the ship whatsoever other than what I'm seeing in pictures. So whatever. I don't know what you want. What do you want from me? Not this. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.